everyone. Welcome to Championship Wrestling. Here at ringside, this is Vince McMahon, substituting for Pat Patterson, wrestling great Tony Garea. Tony, welcome to Championship Wrestling.
Thank you, Vince. It gives me great pleasure to be here for this hour of professional wrestling, temporarily replacing my good friend Pat Patterson.
Scheduled this week, a man who calls himself Magnificent. Many in the wrestling fraternity would agree with that term in reference, of course, to the Magnificent Muraco. Your comments?
Well, the Magnificent Muraco now the Intercontinental Champion, and he's not giving up. He's in that ring. He's giving it 200% now. He wants to maintain that belt just for as long as he can.
Also scheduled to join us, by the way, in Buddy Rogers' corner, a very special guest, perhaps the most special, Tony, you could get. His name is Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant, truly a favorite of the fans all over the world. A one-of-a-kind man and a one heck of a man to top.
We'll be back to begin the festivities with, indeed, the Magnificent Muraco when we return. Discretionary viewer participation is suggested for the following World Wrestling Federation events.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is Championship Wrestling, promoted by Phil Zatko, supervised by the State Athletic Commission, the Honorable J.J. Binns, Chairman, Francis Walker is the Executive Secretary, and the officials assigned, Deputy Commissioners in charge, Frank Wyatt, Art Comas, the doctor in attendance at ringside, Dr. George Saharian, the timekeeper at the bell, Charlie Daniels, and the referees for this hour of wrestling, Dick Carroll, Danny Davis, Gilberto Roman, and my name is Jericho. The opening contest, it is scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing in the corner to my left from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 240 pounds, making his first appearance in this arena. Here is Greg Winston. And his opponent from Sunset Beach, Hawaii, weighing 247 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, the Magnificent Muraco.
Yes, sir. As a look at this capacity crowd on hand to witness what we shall have. All kinds of excitement here this week. Mr. Muraco in a non-title Intercontinental matchup, meeting Greg Winston. We shall have action right about now. Here we go.
Pausing for this commercial break. The countdown has begun. It is 1 week from tomorrow, Sunday, April 17th. The New Haven Coliseum, the outstanding World Wrestling Federation Match Spectacular, and a reminder that the action gets underway again at 2 p.m. with a six-man tag team matchup. Big John Studd and the Samoans meeting Pedro Morales, Rocky Johnson, and Superfly Jimmy Snuka. You can expect the action to be intense at the Coliseum in New Haven 1 week from tomorrow afternoon, April 17th.
Muraco in total control. Vicious knee left, Tony.
A vicious knee left to the chin. Knocked Winston right down on his back.
Muraco driving it home. Up now, close to a chokehold, I would say, Tony.
Chokehold or reverse chin lock, Vince, I can't quite make it out from here. Very effective hold, though.
Muraco, not one I would suspect Tony to relinquish an advantage once he gains it.
Definitely locked. There he is. He's reversed it to a front face lock.
Muraco using his weight to his advantage, leaning down into his man. That'll take it out of you as well. Look at that crushing knee down across the shoulder. Albano, the manager of Muraco, looking on with quite a bit of pleasure.
There it is. There's that front face lock again. Got a good hold on that.
Again, the forearm, if it comes underneath that chin, I would think that it, again, could choke.
To a certain degree, it probably is down the side of the neck and the chin. He's got it very well applied there, Vince. Winston isn't going anywhere right now.
Winston trying to hammer his way out of it, and again the knee left. Muraco, vicious. He is, to a certain extent, indeed magnificent as far as his viciousness is concerned and aggressiveness.
Because what he does, he's magnificent, Vince, but that's about as far as it goes. Whoa, right across the neck.
Dropped him right across the top rope, snapping back. Muraco hardly breaking a sweat thus far against Winston, a newcomer here on Championship Wrestling. Again, only on this time, the bottom rope snapping up. Conduct, I'm sure you would agree, is hardly becoming of a champion.
You're absolutely right there, Vince.
He's bound, standing beach bomb. Mr. Muraco does not like that. Winston up in the air. Muraco measures him. Here comes that Hawaiian hammer. Boom. Forget about it. Semblance of a pile driver almost. A very easy 1, 2, 3 for Mr. Muraco. Albano pleased with the performance of the Intercontinental Champion.
Here is the time, 3 minutes and 3 seconds, and the winner, the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, the magnificent Muraco.
Muraco, a little disappointed that he broke a sweat, I guess. We go to slow motion now. Here's the way Muraco polished off Greg Winston, who made something less than an auspicious first appearance here, a debut, and I'm sure that hold he will remember for a long time, Tony, and I would think that is a very dangerous hold.
That certainly is, Vince. That certainly knocked him senseless momentarily, and of course Muraco had his hand raised. It's a dangerous hold, very dangerous hold.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the next contest, it is scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing in the corner to my right from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing 240 pounds, here is SD, Special Delivery Jones. And his opponent in the corner to my left from Akron, Ohio, weighing in at 245 pounds, it is Billy Coleman.
Billy B.B. Coleman against Special Delivery Jones. Should be a very interesting matchup as we're set for the action to begin. Coming right back, hit, but now go. Backwards goes BB. Didn't get him with full force. SD seems to be a change of style. I don't know if you'd concur with that or not, Tony, but SD seems to be much more aggressive now than he used to be.
Definitely. I've noticed that in past, and I don't know the reason for it, but it seems to be working out fairly well for him. He's doing quite well. There he has with a good side headlock and the takedown. Got a good grip on it.
This telecast is being brought to you by the authority of the World Wrestling Federation. We'd like to remind you that any rebroadcast or the use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the telecast, including the imposition of a charge without the express written consent of the World Wrestling Federation, is prohibited. Now with the standing side headlock, left-handed southpaw, driving it home is B.B. Coleman, but to no avail. Elbow striking midsection. Again, SD. That's like a vice in there. Coleman, look at this. Powered his way almost out of it. SD delivered the knee to the back. Bandaged fingers on SD's right hand. Wrist support on the left wrist. SD appears to be bulking up a little bit. He lost quite a bit of weight, and it seems as though now Tony's bulking up for maybe additional strength.
You're possibly right there, Vince. He has got a few pounds heavier.
Referee there to make sure that is not a choke. Looks like Coleman's almost out of it in any event. That's not a sleeper hold. It appeared as though it was close to going into one, but what is it, Tony, actually?
It's a form of a reverse chin lock, Vince. He has an unusual grip there, but then he's got that bad finger, that little finger. He hurt his knuckle on his little finger a few weeks back. That's why he's got that finger taped. So it's very hard for him to get a real strong grip there, but he's doing fairly good right now.
SD helps his man up, hammers with that left hand, elbow across the back of the neck, and B.B. Coleman's a tough one. SD brings him up, drops him down. And again, back to the reverse chin lock. B.B. Coleman, not exactly a handsome individual, certainly not above bending the rules a bit. Coleman hoping for a victory here over S.D. Jones. That would certainly do an awful lot for his career. Jones back to the corner. Surprised SD didn't see that one coming. Headbutt has no effect. Coleman tries it again. SD starts to boogaloo a little bit. SD now behind Coleman. Gets him up with ease. Atomic knee drop. Does not go for the cover. Why not, Tony?
I guess he feels it's not the right time, Vince. Must have something else in mind. There's a headbutt.
Another one. Now he'll go. Now he covers. Gets 1, 2, and make it 3. S.D. Jones. Massive individual. Looks good. Victorious this week over B.B. Coleman. I'm sure we'll be seeing a great deal more of special delivery.
Here is the time, 4 minutes and 38 seconds, and the winner, S.D. Special Delivery Jones.
We take you back to the way S.D. polished off B.B. Coleman now. Going in. Left hand striking him on the chin there. From there, getting behind B.B. Coleman. Only to set him up for the atomic knee drop. There you would think he would go for the cover, perhaps a little too close to that rope, however. Then from there, you'll note SD will bring him out to the middle of the ring. And that's where SD Jones will put the finishing touches. Not one head, but one would have possibly have put him away. But here comes the other one. SD Jones on to victory. Scheduled next, ladies and gentlemen, a most interesting matchup. A surprise indeed. Gomer Pyle used to say, surprise, surprise. We'll be back.
This ticket is...
How's a look at Pete Sanchez from Brooklyn, 235 pounds he weighs. And the opponent of Pete Sanchez. You will hear the roar of disapproval, perhaps momentarily. What is that? Sanchez does not seem to be impressed. We are anxiously awaiting the presence of there comes Sergeant Slaughter. Tony Garea, what's your impression of Sergeant Slaughter?
Well, Vince, he looks just as great as ever. He looks like he might be a couple of pounds heavier, but nevertheless, he still looks in great physical condition.
Listed at 296 pounds, considerably heavier.
I was right then. He has gained a few pounds. We're going to be interesting to see how he moves with that extra weight.
Slaughter.
Taking this commercial time out, on Thursday night, April 21st, in Rocky Hill, the return of World Wrestling Federation mat action at the Rocky Hill High School gym. The Firefighters Association once again getting primed and ready to bring you fans a super night of mat action. The Intercontinental Champion, the magnificent Muraco, the Superfly Jimmy Snuka, the superstar Billy Graham. It's the greats in the mat game converging on the Rocky Hill High School gym on Thursday night, the 21st of April.
Sanchez. You got that pressure there on the deltoid. Now Fireman's carry. Down it goes. Back to the armbar.
Slaughter continuing to work on the left arm and shoulder of Pete Sanchez. Sanchez lines up Sergeant. Oh, wow, look at that. Cover. No, only one. Sergeant Slaughter continuing to work on the shoulder. Yanking a hair, down goes Sanchez.
Really sticking on that left. Really sticking on that left arm of Sanchez. Vince, he must have something in mind. Maybe a new hold or something. He's trying to weaken it up, that's for sure.
Well, Slaughter certainly won once he gains an advantage, likely to keep it. He'll stay right on it. Blizzard looking on again. Ushering Slaughter to come right back. Slaughter spending quite a bit of time actually discussing the match with the referee.
Was that not a good thing to do, Vince? You give your opponent time to recover.
How about that? Going downstairs. To the rope, Slaughter. Ooh, high. Clothesline. Slaughter. And Sanchez. And up he goes. Oh, look at that. Drops him across the rope. Sergeant Slaughter in total control, and there is an infamous Cobra Clutch. Submission hold applied. This is the way Sergeant Slaughter wins 90% of his matches. Slaughter continuing to hold. Finally, the referee breaks it up.
Hi, I'm Clarence Birdseye. Guess who won the...
Easy for me to say, Connecticut area are no doubt in for a tremendous pro wrestling spectacular coming shortly to New Haven. With that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, as a matter of informing you, keeping you abreast as to what's happening in the World Wrestling Federation, principally in Connecticut, I'd like to introduce to you the brothers Strongbow, Jules and Jay, who will not be competing as a tag team unit, as we are very accustomed to them doing, but rather will take on individual competition. Crippler Ray Stevens, your opponent, Jay Strongbow, in New Haven.
Concerned about Crippler Ray Stevens. He didn't get the name Crippler from going to meetings on Sundays. He loves hurting people. And you said that we're not in tag teams anymore. It's really...
Not necessarily only on this occasion. I wouldn't mean to say anymore.
That's what it is, just on this occasion. Jules is well enough and capable enough to go on his own and take someone on his own. He proved himself time and time again.
Both of you have no doubt of that, but however, on an individual basis, you against Ray Stevens, you, Jules, against the magnificent Muraco, Intercontinental Champion. It's going to be somewhat of an uphill battle, I would suspect.
He's going to hold that title.
Beg your pardon?
He's going to get that title.
You feel the same way, Jules?
I feel it.
I think my brother said just about everything that needs to be said.
Gentlemen, the best of luck to you individually.
He's going to get that title. We're going to go home with it.
Thank you very much. The brothers Strongbow, Jules and Jay. Jay, of course, taking on Crippler Ray Stevens, and Jules perhaps winning the Intercontinental title should he defeat the magnificent Muraco. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, Louis Albano, Freddie Blassie, along with giant-like Big John Studd, Afa Sika, the Samoans, and in a six-man tag team matchup. This is no doubt a formidable opposition for any three individuals. Least we mention the individuals whom you will be facing.
Do you know something, McMahon? I've got a big surprise for everybody. You people out there are probably thinking, well, John Studd can't operate as a team. I want you to know something. When we hit that arena, when we hit that ring, we're coming in with one thing in mind, and that's to win the match. That's all. I'm not going in for any personal glory, and neither are the Samoans. We want to win the match. We want another big win in the record book. But I have this feeling. Our opponents, Jimmy Snuka, Pedro Morales, and Rocky Johnson, have other thoughts. Jimmy Snuka, I understand, wants to demonstrate his big fly off the top rope. Rocky Johnson wants to show the world that he's real strong, and he's going to be coming after me and trying to slam me. And then we got Pedro Morales. The Pedro Morales, one time the world's heavyweight champion, one time the Intercontinental champion, Mr. Everybody at one time. But today he has to make a new name for himself, and he's going to be looking to build up the reputation of Pedro Morales. And there you have it. Three individual wrestlers against a great team. They stand no chance.
We thank you for your time. Thank you, gentlemen. Big John Studd, obviously the spokesman. In a moment, our guest will be the magnificent Muraco. Mr. Muraco preparing to lock up with Jules Strongbow. Jules Strongbow hoping that indeed on this occasion he will be granted and awarded the Intercontinental title. As Mr. Muraco, I'm sure, will not want to cough up that title at all. Correct, Mr. Muraco?
Of course not. Of course not. I never like to lose at any time, any way, in any manner. And rarely have you ever seen the magnificent one go down. But honestly, you want to know Jules Strongbow. My long tradition, long past, and now he's trying to be famous. He lost one belt. He's no longer a champion. It's no longer champion versus champion, because I'll always be a champion no matter how you cut it. Ooh, I feel like whipping that Jules Strongbow. I wish he was here right now so I could slap him right across the face.
Apparently, Mr. Muraco looking forward to the afternoon of April 17 in New Haven. He'll have his opportunity to indeed prove his merit.
Next contest, presenting the fabulous midget wrestlers. Introducing in the corner to my left from Jacksonville, Florida, weighing in at 85 pounds, it is Tiger Jackson. And his opponent, the corner to my right, from Ontario, Canada, weighing 120 pounds, here is Pancho Boy.
Little Pancho hoping to be victorious, as was earlier on Bob Bradley. As they set for individual competition, the referee gets them together. Look at this, the disparity and the difference of Tiger Jackson and Little Pancho. Little Pancho is not so little. He's got a paunch there. It's not so little. Here we go.
Taking this commercial time out, some interesting matchups as we've been mentioning on the Sunday, April 17th, 2 p.m. afternoon spectacular at the New Haven Coliseum. How can the Strongbow brothers fare in individual competition? Chief Jay Strongbow meets crippler Ray Stevens. Jules Strongbow goes after the magnificent Muraco in the Intercontinental title matchup. Can Salvatore Bellomo pull it off against superstar Billy Graham? Can he gain the biggest victory of his career? Well, all answers will lie in New Haven at the Coliseum Sunday afternoon, April 17th.
Pancho yanked down to the canvas by Tiger Jackson. Looking for a little hair there. The pull was none, Tony.
Everybody enjoys watching the midgets, Vince. Very entertaining wrestler. There's a nice hammerlock on there by Pancho Boy.
These midget wrestlers, pound for pound, just as strong, maybe even stronger than some of the super heavyweights. We always tell the story of a midget wrestler, I'm sure you'll recall, Frenchy Lamont, who walked around the dressing room in Madison Square Garden one night with Gorilla Monsoon, who's a 400-pounder on his shoulders. Quite a feat.
Definitely, Vince, for a little guy like Frenchy. Great amount of strength.
Tiger Jackson again using a hair, perhaps. Over he goes, all the way over. Drop kick by Tiger Jackson, nicely done. Jackson now on the way up. Flying head scissor. Gets one, and that's all. Tiger Jackson thus far appears to be a little bit more the aggressor. Pancho has a decided weight advantage, if in fact it is an advantage. As the match progresses, perhaps it turns to a disadvantage, Tony.
Yes, the big man cannot last as long as the smaller man.
Somewhat of an unusual escape on the part of Pancho. Catches one in the breadbasket. This Tiger Jackson's tough. He is a wiry little sucker, isn't he?
Yeah. He's a ball of fire. Look at him go.
And Pancho getting up a little slower each time. However, going up, my goodness, what a slam that was. Pancho in control. Jackson, oh my! Grazing the second buckle there. This could very well be it. It is. So Pancho victorious. He really had his opponent, Tiger Jackson, where he wanted him, whipped him some 4 or 5 feet to the buckle, head striking the middle and bottom turnbuckle pad, and that was all she wrote.
Here is the time, 2 minutes and 50 seconds. The winner, Pancho Boy.
Pancho Boy victorious. Let's go back now, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at some of the action we saw there. Here now, Tiger Jackson moving in, takes a shot from Pancho downstairs, and from there goes up with a wicked body slam. And from there, watch this maneuver. You'll see the head bounce off the second buckle, then down to the first buckle. That's rough. Like a lip dish rag, covering his man Pancho down for the 3 counts. The views expressed in Rogers' Corner, those of Buddy Rogers alone, and not necessarily those of us at Championship Wrestling or this station. With that in mind, we take you to Mr. Buddy Rogers.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My guest this week is perhaps the greatest single sports attraction in the world today. None other than Andre the Giant. Hi, Andre. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a few things that I'd like to bring out in regards to Andre, and that is some of the things have happened to this man year in and year out. Number one, this man draws, without a doubt, more people than any single attraction in the world today. For instance, we'll say in a year, 5 million people. Another thing, Andre, I thought I had a good record at my day of wrestling, but I've lost a few matches. But here's a man has never lost a match. Andre, I'd also like to say that I've heard a lot of people say that they drew big houses in wrestling. Here's a man that's drawn 120,000 people to one match in Baghdad. Andre, there must be something else you can tell us.
I was to say one thing. Lots of people want to see the Giant, and I want to show myself after. So that's why I like to make everybody happy, and that's why I'm traveling all over the world. I want to make everybody have the chance to see a Giant, and I want to say hello to everybody.
Well, Andre, let me say, you do one tremendous job. And I know the people love you, no matter where you go. And I do know they're all with you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get back to Ringside Wrestling. Thank you.
Oh, here's something.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the next contest, it is scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing from Moscow, Russia, weighing in at 241 pounds, here is the former World Wrestling Federation's heavyweight champion, Ivan Koloff. And his opponent, the corner to my right, from Akron, Ohio, weighing in at 226 pounds, here is Ron Lee.
Ron Lee takes a look at the bear, Ivan Koloff, and this man Koloff is really something. Here we go. Ivan Koloff in complete control at the moment. Lee hammered with a knee to the midsection. What's your impressions, Tony, of Ivan Koloff?
Well, Ivan Koloff is a very aggressive type of wrestler, probably the most aggressive wrestler there is in the world today. He doesn't give his opponent a chance to breathe. He gets on him and he sticks to him.
Referee counting Mr. Koloff. To the rope, and again this time the elbow striking the butt of the jaw. Koloff, merciless in his attack. You can take a look at the face of Ivan Koloff, and you know he has been through some wars. But he is somewhat perpetual motion. Talk about the great conditioned athletes. You have to consider Koloff one of those.
You certainly do, Vince.
Koloff, of course, exemplary, pretty much, and indeed very proud of his Russian heritage. Koloff will be quick to say that indeed he exemplifies the greatness in the Russian athlete today, as Freddie Blassie looks on, likes what he sees. Ron laid down to the canvas. Looks like Tony's just about done with. They're a blatant chokehold.
Trying to open his jaw.
Yeah, it is right. Exactly what he was trying to do. Ooh, wow. Koloff claiming that is illegal maneuver. Ron Lee somehow on his feet, not for long, only a few seconds. Koloff off the rope now. Drops another knee to the midsection. Koloff right back at him. Drops the knee down a little bit lower. Koloff now on top of it. Time in and time out. Koloff has proven himself to be quite the aggressor. To the buckle. At this point in time, you have to wonder whether or not the referee should stop the match.
That Ron Lee looks like he's about had it, and I think he has.
Koloff now. Has Lee pretty much right where he wants him. Ooh, my. Ooh. Brutal maneuver. And a 3 count. Freddie Blassie and Ivan Koloff congratulating each other. We get the official time.
Here is the time, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Here is the winner, Ivan Koloff.
The Bear is back, Ivan Koloff. We take you now to action we saw moments ago. Koloff, who could have disposed of this man, Ron Lee, a long time ago, now coming up. And watch this maneuver. You talk about the brutal ones. Ron Lee is pretty much out of it. Koloff with 2 hands full of hair. Drives the knee into the back of the neck. Then from there takes it right on down. All of his weight riding on the back of Ron Lee. Koloff, quite the competitor. Scheduled next, ladies and gentlemen, Rocky Johnson, who will join us, after which we shall have, over most of these same stations, Bravo and Swede Hanson, probably a few surprises as well.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the next contest that is scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing in the corner to my left from Warsaw, Indiana, weighing in at 250 pounds, it is Bobby Golden. And his opponent just coming down the aisle, ready to step into the ring. And it is from Washington, D.C., weighing 250 pounds, it is Rocky Johnson.
Yes, sir. Look at the way this man is put together. Rocky Johnson. He is nothing short of sensational. Johnson taking on the newcomer Golden. Here we go.
This is a commercial break. In further wrestling action in the state of Connecticut throughout the month of April, on Wednesday, April 27th, the action starts in Suffield at the Suffield High School Gym, headlined all by Ray the Crippler Stevens. The following night, April 28th, at the Womogo High School Gym in Litchfield, you're going to see the magnificent Muraco headline the card. And then on Friday, April 29th, at the Grasso Southeastern Technical School in Groton, Big John Studd, Ivan Koloff, and a whole host more.
Golden getting up, staying close to the rope. Johnson is really put together. You know, earlier on we were talking about somewhat of a change of attitude in S.D. Jones. I think there's no question that there's a change of attitude here as far as wrestling technique is concerned on the part of Rocky Johnson. Would you concur with that, Tony?
You're absolutely right there, Vincent. Rocky's moving like a panther. He has the agility of a wild cat. He's just fantastic. That throws the myth about being muscle-bound right out the window when you see a man like Rocky Johnson moving around the room.
Indeed. Johnson with unbelievable flexibility and agility to match his extraordinary strength.
Step over toe hold, Vince. He's got that applied beautifully.
Oh, boy. Now, the pressure there more on the ankle, or is it more on the knee, or both?
It's on the knee and the inner thigh, Vince. That's where the pressure's going to be. But he has a good hold of that ankle, too. He has that whole leg tied up.
If this man Golden is to escape, I guess that's one way to kick out of it. Look at this.
Oh.
Johnson lands on his feet there. Johnson, former boxer, likes to mix it up in any fashion. Rocky trying to go behind his man. Golden staying with him. Golden sets him up now, whips him to the rope. Misses with the right hand. Johnson, drop kick. What a kisser. Rocky sets up another drop kick. Got him on his shoulder. Covers him, gets the leg. And then lights out. Yes, sir. Rocky Johnson making very quick work of the newcomer Bobby Golden. Very quick work indeed.
Here is the time, 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and the winner, Rocky Johnson.
Rocky Johnson, we just saw up closer in the background, the uncrowned champion, referring, of course, to his matchup with the magnificent Muraco at one time, in which Johnson came so very, very close of victory. We take you now to what we saw earlier on in slow motion. Here now, Golden trying to set up Johnson. With a right hand haymaker that missed by a mile. Rocky right on the kisser. Johnson setting him up for the finishing touch after that drop kick. Hooks the leg. Golden, no competition at all for the likes of Rocky Johnson. We should be back, ladies and gentlemen, over most of these same stations with Rawbone Swede Hanson. By the way, just to let you know what's coming up next week, scheduled to join us, me, Bob Backlund, World Wrestling Federation champion.
You know what makes cooking...
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the next contest is set for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing in the corner to my left from Puerto Rico, weighing in at 239 pounds, here is Mac Rivera. And in the corner to my right from Slaughters Creek, North Carolina, weighing 290 pounds, here is Swede Hanson.
Big Swede. Some like him, some don't. I don't think Mr. Hanson really regards the fans' feelings all that much. He just goes in there and he does it his style. Hanson scheduled to lock up with Mac Rivera. We're set for the action to commence.
The following is brought to you by Capital Wrestling Corporation. There are still choice seats available for the April 17th wrestling card at the New Haven Coliseum. At the Coliseum box office, Ticketron, the Libra AA in Waterbury. 2 p.m. is the starting time on the 17th of April to see Superstar Graham, to see the Strongbow Brothers, the Magnificent Muraco, and to see Big John Studd and the Samoans team up to face Rocky Johnson, Pedro Morales, and Superfly Jimmy Snuka. April 17th, 2 p.m., the New Haven Coliseum.
Big Swede with more of a chicken wing, Tony?
Hemlock, form of a chicken wing there. He's had a lot of pressure on there, bringing that elbow up off the mat and putting a lot of strain on that shoulder. A lot of strain there.
Rivera reaching for the rope. That's one way to get out of a hold.
That was probably the best thing he could have done under the circumstances.
Big Swede will give you all kinds of punishment. Near 300-pounder, Big Swede. He has had a long pro wrestling career. And now it looks like Rivera is going to be a little more aggressive.
There's a punch to the back, punch to the side of the face, into the stomach, to the face, back into the stomach, a knee to the stomach. What is this? Into the buckle. Swede hit that, 300 pound, powering into that buckle. And Rivera on Swede's back now. Knee to the back.
You hear these fans yelling, Swede, Swede, Swede. Now, Tony, you as a competitor, does that help you in terms of when you're in the ring, you're in trouble, the fans get behind you? Or don't you hear them? Are you so enthralled with what you're doing that you don't hear the fans? Which is it?
Well, Vince, the fans definitely help you when you're in the ring. They really get the adrenaline pumping when you're in trouble. And you know you're in there not to let them down, and they certainly help you in various situations.
My goodness, that big hairy knuck of Swede knocking Mac Rivera for a loop.
Swede done a little bit of boxing in his time, too, I believe.
Yes, indeed. Swede with a crushing knee down to the sternum area. Big Swede with quite a bit of momentum now. Mac Rivera shoves the 300-pounder in the rope. Swede, look at this. Oh, my. Look at that maneuver. All right. Big Swede gets the do. This to the fans again. Swede, Swede, we get the official time.
Here is the time, 3 minutes and 4 seconds, and the winner, Swede Hanson.
We'll take a look at what we saw earlier, and while we do, we'll tell you about next week's card of pro wrestling. We shall have with us Big John Studd. Ivan Koloff also scheduled to join us again. Iron Mike Sharp, Special Delivery Jones, and Bob Backlund will be a very special guest next week. And I've just been handed a note. You're not going to believe this. Next week, scheduled to join me as guest commentator in absence of Pat Patterson. Next week's guest commentator